getongab, the free speech social network. Today we're going to take a look at the anti-white hate speech that exists on Twitter in massive volumes, coming primarily, but not entirely only exclusive to, verified accounts, including people who work at BuzzFeed, people who work at ShareBlue, people who work for NPR, people who are college football stars, people who are rap stars. Plenty of anti-white hate speech is allowed on Twitter.com. Now, of course, I support their right to say these things. I support the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression for everyone. If you hate white people and you want to express that, that's okay. But there shouldn't be a double standard where white people and Christians and others who criticize different religions or races or beliefs are suspended from Twitter, while people who are critical or hateful towards whites, Christians, Trump supporters, and conservatives are allowed to remain on the site. So exposing this is about exposing the double standards, not only with Twitter's enforcement policies, but also with our culture at large. So let's dive in and take a look at some of these. So the first one here is from Leon O'Neal Jr., who is a Texas A&M player, football player, who says that he hates white people. Now this is strange because over the past several weeks there have been several MLB players who got in a lot of trouble for, quote, racist tweets. It'll be interesting to see if the sports media actually picks up on this and reports on this, or if Twitter takes action against his account for hate speech against white people. I highly doubt that either of those two things will happen, but we will stay tuned and find out. Continuing on, we have a massive collection here of anti-white hate speech, and in fact calling for the murder of white girls. Kill all white men and rape all white girls. My trigger finger is itchy today. It's a good day to go shoot me a white man. Just plenty of extremely hateful and violent threats towards white people. Just one grouping here, one grouping of an example of hate speech and violent speech that is allowed on Twitter.com. Continuing on, we have an editor for BuzzFeed News who says that he hates white people. Right, so we can see he's a deputy arts and entertainment editor at BuzzFeed News who hates white people. Continuing on, we have another BuzzFeed journalist who says that they hate white people too much for that. Allowed. These things are allowed. And of course, all of these tweets are archived because many people, as we're exposing them now, are deleting these tweets and backtracking and saying, oh, it's just sarcasm. It's just comedy. I'm just joking. But of course, if you're just joking about any other race, about any other religion, about anything that is critical of any progressive narrative, you're banned, your life is ruined, you get attacked by the hate mob, the online hate mob. If you're Papa John, you get removed from your own damn company that's named after you. Hate white people, please apply to the New York Times or to NPR. Here is an NPR guy who has his own NPR show saying, yes, I hate white people, you clown. And of course, we all know about the New York Times' latest hire and her anti-white hate that is smeared up and down her entire timeline. Let's continue on. Here's a guy from ShareBlue who obviously he hates white people, obviously, according to him, right? You know, Jack allows this the hate speech against whites and is working to create healthy conversations, as he says. How is this healthy conversation, right? Look at all of these. And by the way, shout out to Millennial Matt, who exposed a lot of these last night. If you go to his timeline and just scroll down, you're going to find plenty of these. Look at this. Fuck white people, I hate white people. It's never ending. Look at all of these tweets from all these verified accounts. You could just keep going and going. Look at this. This is insane. This is all allowed on twitter.com. This is allowed in our culture. This is allowed in society. As long as you're hating on white people, as long as you're hating on Trump supporters, as long as you're hating on conservatives, as long as you're hating on men, you're allowed to do so. Step outside those boundaries, though, and you're going to lose your job. You're going to get lambasted by the media. You're going to get attacked by the online social justice mob. Look at this. I'm still scrolling, by the way. I mean, this is unreal. Like, I'm still scrolling. Look at all this. Look at it. I hate white people. Fuck white people. God, I hate white people. It's never ending. This is allowed in our society. This is allowed on twitter.com. Big tech, Silicon Valley has no problem with anti-white hate. But start being critical of other people, other religions, other races, and you're going to get yourself into some serious trouble. Again, I'm still scrolling here, and it's just never ending. So we can just keep going and going. And of course, as we know, Twitter is enforcing their new rules around violence and hate, right? Except if it's against white people. Thanks for tuning in, folks. If you run a search, you find something else that we didn't see yet, be sure to let us know and we'll talk about it. Remember to speak freely. Remember to call out the double standards and the hypocrisy of Silicon Valley and of big tech and of our culture in general.